It's not about picking stocks. It's about picking the right portfolio. Bitcoin up 9%. So again, the reason why I built it that way is because the behavior goes that way. I've lived inside of the machine. I've seen people get tapped on the shoulder. If you were short Bitcoin the whole way down, well done. Shorting it at every low or high, well done. Now you're buying dips. That's it. That's it. Quad 3, by the way, pays out to Bitcoin, whereas Quad 4 doesn't. So we have a real tough road to go through. We're still going through, the market's trying to discount multiple Quad 3s on a monthly basis, and then we hit the Quad 4s again in January and February, which Bitcoin from a quad perspective doesn't like, but the signal might like. This signal might go away, by the way, by tomorrow morning. So again, stand ready and stand tall, stand on that hill, execute on your process. Yeah, so this is what you'll see a lot of people say today, stuff like that, right? Bitcoin is the new gold. So look at, my answer to that is not going to change, Jonesy. So I said two completely different assets with completely different historical vol profiles and parameters, right?
Yep.
So, and I think after that, his reply was something like, young people, it'll be for young people, whereas, okay, so that comment by Rick, as he well knows, because he's had plenty of investing ideas, but if you have and have not worked out, just like all of us, I just don't do it that way. I look at all assets that trade on a price, volume, volatility basis. I don't look at all assets that trade after a price move and say, how do I create a narrative to sell a newsletter that's really believable? I'm not saying Rick's doing that, but he does work for a company that does that. That could be right, Rick? Anything can be right. I would submit that I'm not that smart, okay? So I'm not ever going to tell something what it could, should, or would be for a whole generation. That's ridiculous. The reason why gold is what it is to investors across a far longer duration is because of its volatility profile and because of its relationship to real interest rates. It has nothing to do with Bitcoin.
Well, I guess, and it's, or at least maybe historically anyway, but relationship to real money to some extent.
Yeah.
Central banks.
All right, last I checked, the gold that I have in my safe and the jewelry that we have is worth X.
Yep.
It's a tangible asset. Go ask somebody in India. I don't know if Rick's listening or not, but Rick, you go ask people in India, why do you hoard gold? Why wouldn't you hoard Bitcoin? You go ask somebody who has no money, but that's their life's storage of savings. You're going to get different answers.
Yep. And
so it's not ever going to be Rick's answer, and it's never going to be my answer.
Yep.
But my process is going to be my process. I wouldn't believe Rick or Jesus Christ himself on that comment. So, what I'm going to do is
I was going to ask you.
Say, okay, if this thing, just like gold, by the way, but they're not the same. They're totally different. One has a 17 vol right now, one has a 25 vol. One has a historical vol range that's far wider than the other. And all I do is allocate assets based on those parameters, not storytelling, not narratives. Narratives are generally created for people that wouldn't know otherwise but need a shortcut, right? So again, we understand why. That's human nature. And it's what it is. So on pullbacks towards the middle of the range, or even the top third of the range, I would dabble there. But I can't put it in real-time alerts. It's in the crypto tracker. You can see the BITO, for example, BITO risk range every single day. Yep. You can see, and it's not just Bitcoin. Sol, that thing broke out as well. SOL. But again, you could be SOL if this thing's down 15% a day. Yeah. So again, you can scroll through and you can see which ones. What's interesting to me, Jonesy, is that the Bitcoin-sensitive equities that I measure and map these every single day myself before 6 o'clock in the morning. Hey there, Hedgeye Nation, or if you're not part of Hedgeye Nation, thanks for watching Hedgeye on YouTube. If you haven't already, make sure to click on the button below there. Subscribe to our YouTube page. You can also follow the link in the description to our website to get even more great investing content.